Thank you so much, Maggie, and thank you for this wonderful opportunity to talk about Jan. As you say, I met Jan for the first time 18 years ago in Florida, and we got talking. And within the first hour, I totally realized that I had met somebody extremely special. We both believe the same thing, and that is that older adults have wisdom and energy to contribute, not just needs to be met. What I didn't know at that point in time was that Jan would become my closest collaborator, my mentor, and one of my dearest friends. Jan did something quite remarkable. At age 69, she earned her PhD from the University of Minnesota. Now, most people would probably think that that's an excellent way to cap a career that was already packed with all sorts of things, but not Jan. That was for her a starting point, the starting block on her next career, which was all about aging and agency for older people. It was a new beginning. Her research had shown that something troubling, that neither older adults themselves nor society saw aging as useful. But she also found that older adults who stayed curious, who kept teaching and learning, lived meaningful lives. That became her mission. And she had this phrase that we all know at the Possidon Network and way beyond that, and that was meaningful work, paid or unpaid, through the last breath. And she lived that every single day. Over the next decade, she co-founded 3 networks dedicated to empowering older adults, co-developed advocacy leaderships, and led wisdom circles, and surprised audiences in conferences around the world with her ideas and especially with her passion. Working with Jan taught me what real partnership looks like. If you looked at her resume, everything had co in it. She co-founded, co-developed, co-authored, and that wasn't just professional courtesy. That's exactly how she worked. She believed that the best work that could be done was collaboration. We spent 6 years developing the Possidon Network, and Jan was patient with the process. But she kept coming up with things like, what if we connected advocates from all over the world? And what if we could learn directly from each other? Those were the ideas that seemed impossible to me to start with, but that's exactly what has happened. We launched our network in 2013, and it's grown absolutely brilliantly. Today we have advocates, or as we call them, pioneers, in over 60 countries, sharing ideas, adapting programs, and solving problems together. Jan had this gift for seeing around corners. She wanted to include in the draft for the United Nations Convention on Older People's Rights a statement that makes sure that we didn't portray older adults as people who just need care, but as an active force for shaping the next generations. That was Jan, always thinking ahead, always looking for the possibility that others missed. I have to be honest, losing her has been very hard. She was the person that I called on when there was any problem. She was the one person who reminded me why this work mattered so much. When I got discouraged, she encouraged me. She celebrated the small victories and pushed for the big ones. But Jan taught me something very important about partnerships. The best ones don't end, they change. The foundation we built together is solid. Her belief that older adults are society's greatest untapped resource, her commitment to peer-to-peer learning, her vision of aging as potential rather than decline, all of that continues. Throughout her life, she kept asking questions that mattered most. How do we help older adults see their own value? How do we build leadership that brings different generations together? She'd want us all to keep asking those questions, to keep looking for answers together. The Pass It On network will continue because Jan co-created something bigger than herself. She showed all of us, whether you knew her personally or whether you're just learning about her now, that meaningful work really can continue through the last breath. That collaboration creates stronger solutions than any of us can build alone, and that aging isn't about stepping back, it's about stepping forward with purpose. Jan made me a better partner, a better advocate, and a better friend. She left our world a better place than she found it. And her vision lives on in all of us who continue this work. Thank you very much.